can't believe it. Like, this what motherfuckers really think. And she already, she already against it because she wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah, that's why you can hear it in her voice though.
Or let me tell you this too though that I be noticing. Motherfuckers got a way of saying certain shit to you in a way that make you feel like they against it, but it's really torture. Like, alright, a motherfucker keep torture. On saying how black women getting killed in the street and just keep saying it. Like, not, okay, what we gonna do about it? Let's talk about, you know, ways that we can prevent it. But a motherfucker just keep saying, no, you gonna hear this. I want you to hear black women getting killed in the street. Like, hold on, you trying to make me picture that shit?
Like, no, it's like I can't think of the word. I'm trying to think of the word. Not psychological warfare, but
it is in a way.
It's like, yeah, it's like we being tortured by it because y'all really know this and y'all still do this shit.
And that's you unpacking torture. That shit, letting me know like this what motherfuckers will do to you.
But
and that's a fear mechanism to an extent too.
I'm not mad at these younger white people that are realizing it and are mentioning it because they heard mamas and daddies and grandparents ain't saying that shit.
But what I will say is,
person in the family that, oh, this is what's really happening in the world.
What I will say is I'm gonna stay balanced about it. Like, it's not nothing wrong with black people or white people having a healthy balance of experiences we've had with each other. Like, so when I say, hey, let's make sure to vet that, because even then, take the information that you can utilize, you feel me, and keep it moving, but don't get so caught up in, all right, this person told me the truth. They gotta be, you know what I'm saying?
I was just watching this.
The person I should be following. Like, people got caught up in religion. Like, somebody told me some shit that I feel like makes sense. But you'll be told, like Bobby Hemmings said, bro, if you go somewhere and you're not learning nothing, meaning nothing you never heard before, you feel me? You're really in an echo chamber. You're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're what? It ain't no staying the same. Ain't no staying the same. You getting comfortable in your conversation bias. That ain't the word I wanted to say, but it's something about bias. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That the word bias just made me think of that. I was watching this white lady last night. She's been doing a study for the last 20 years on how all white people are racist, and most of them don't know.
Oh, Jane.
This a different.
This another lady. You said last how years?
20 years. Jane Elliott been doing this shit way longer.
But she did do a video with another white lady, so it might be that lady.
She's a young therapist. She probably in her.
Okay.
She probably started doing this shit in
I think this
20s.
Was another older lady.
She only looked like she in her 40s or so. But I forgot her name. Damn. But she was just saying how all white people are racist, and even to the fact that they just like are so biased. Even the ones who say, like, white people will say the dumbest shit, like, I can't be racist because I have a black coworker, or I can't be racist because I have black friends, shit like that. But they still do shit subconsciously. They don't even know that it's just. That's
what I'm saying. That shit is more ingrained in their culture.
Yeah, it's just in them.
It's in their culture to the point like they don't even look at it that way. And the only difference now is the fact that they're in power, so to speak. So the fact that they're in power, it affects other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, technically, black people can't even be racist because you don't have the systems to socialize nobody in that manner. You feel me? And that's really what racism is. You feel me? The power to socialize people in a certain manner to where now you can dictate whether they come up or don't. You feel me? But be that as it may, they done got so sophisticated in the way that they put it that even some white people that are coming out about old shit, they can't tell you about the modern shit. Like, even regentrification is an old, you know what I'm saying? That's an old term. Like, but as much as things change, they stay the same. I always say, go back to the city planning. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the whole fucking point of these cities? You know what I'm saying? If you pay attention to a lot of these cities, they got different names than the ancient names or the names that was here before them, I would say. You feel me? So that means that came with a plan. That came with somebody having an idea what they want to see out of this place. So when you think about that shit, it's like, hold up. Let me make sure I'm not falling right in line with that shit. You know, as much as people want to sit here and be balanced enough to not stick out like a sore thumb, you don't want to follow along with the system. Because in that sense, you part of the problem. Like, a lady got on the panel the other night, and I ain't gonna say her name for the sake of, I feel like she's still mature, and this is something that she probably would be proud of in the long run. But she's saying in so many words, she don't do shit for black people, but she want to sit up here and talk about how she worried about black women. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, you're a black woman. All your tax dollars go to the upliftment of white kids in the neighborhood that you're in. You feel me? Why are you in this conversation? Like, people think just because they black, they part of the conversation. No, you're not. You're classified as black. But to me, black is a lifestyle. You feel me? It comes with some shit. It's a culture. You feel me? For me. And to me, culture is to hold on to the things that's building blocks, things that's going to move us forward. You feel me? Not holding on to things that are toxic, that we get by way of falling in line with what we classified as. Because if you fall in line with what you classified as, you're going to do what every black person do. You feel me? And as much as people sit there and act like they don't, come on, bro. We social people. So as much as you worry about for somebody else, they worry about for you. You feel me? But yeah, that'd be hilarious to me at times. Like I said, just to stay balanced. Because I could sit there and cry to know that the shit my ancestors told me in recent times, they wasn't lying. Like, I'm talking about the barbershop talk. You know what I'm saying? People coming in there with their woes of the day from being out here in this world. You feel me? To the point they all as a collective see, damn, we getting mistreated by this group of people. But as you alluded to, I would also go further back as to, you know, dealing with the albino. Like I said, these things stay ingrained in your DNA when people treat you a certain way just because of how you look. You feel me? And then when these people are in turn empowered, you feel me? Guess what? This come with it too. You feel me? The indoctrination that they had to face. Not to mention nature. So you gotta think, if a motherfucker got toxicity in their blood, you ever notice somebody drunk as fuck? Like, they be acting crazy as hell? Like, they mad. Like, some people cannot handle that shit because they toxicity level is so fucking high that it's seeping into their bloodstreams. You feel me? Your acid is so fucking high in your body. The acidity in your body, too, is so fucking high to the point it's burning right through your organs. Like, people don't need to think about that shit. Just be eating, drinking. But if you notice, nigga, everything you pick up got acid in it. Like the manufactured shit, the processed shit. But that lets you know, man, if the people in power are diametrically opposite to you, guess what? You can't participate in their system. Because the things that's meant to uplift them is going to tear you down. And you can't even get mad. Because at the same time, it makes you more on your shit. You feel me? It make you a better person. When you have to create your own system. Or you have to tap back into your old system in order to, dang, recognize, hold on, I was thought about. Somebody made a way for me. But the fact that I want to buy into this system of, oh, I got to have this amount of money for this and this, then I suffer. Because I don't have a culture to pull from to even pull money in. Because I got an endless supply of culture that I can sell to motherfuckers as a solution to their fucking problems. But if you don't know your fucking culture, guess what you out here selling? Other people's culture. You feel me? It is no wonder over time your children become less and less like the people of old. So when we start talking about lifestyles, I got to talk also about the toxic lifestyle that came from how albinos was treated that later became different races of people. So when you think about how these people were, like, they were socialized. You know, there's stories about the Moors taking these people women. You feel me? And leaving them in caves. What you think that's gonna make them turn into? Not to mention situational shit. Like, they was like, okay, think about it from this perspective. You got white man, he has sex with his, well, caveman, he has sex with his woman. Not to say they cavemen, but let's go with the story. Caveman, he has sex with his woman, and she make a baby. But they barely have food to sustain themselves. So at some point, the man begins to rationalize because he's solution-oriented, right? He's more on his logical side of the brain. How does this fit? How does this work? He begins to rationalize, dang, if I could find another way to release this energy that's in me that wants to, be orgasmic. Then I can stop from bringing in more mouths to feed when I'm already living in lack. Okay? So over time now, okay, you got this child, this boy, right? He starts to figure out, because he still like the feminine, you feel me, at this time. He still loves the feminine. So then he started to figure out, let's see, when does the woman actually begin to make children? By what age does she start to mature? And what are the situations? Because some of the ancestors telling me to give y'all, pay attention to the stress y'all put on y'all kids, or allow for y'all kids to see. Or they will come on their cycle soon, as well as you'll see young males begin to act out even sooner. It is only acted out because they haven't had a chance to mature, to know the proper time and place for shit. Again, wrong or right situation. But like I said, these people at this time still are attracted to the feminine, right? So he begins to recognize the young girl comes on at a certain age, and then she's able to have kids too. Okay, then he has a boy. See if he can have a baby. Obviously, he know he can't because he don't have one. You feel me? He don't make babies out of his womb. You feel me? So again, he begins to sexualize his child. And in sexualizing the boy, he hits pay dirt when he's trying to avoid a situation that he can't afford. When you live in a state of lack, you can't afford to feed more mouths. So if you don't reproduce off of the energy that you release sexually or orgasmically, then it's a win-win for a person who lives in a state of lack. A person who doesn't want to better themselves, even if you don't have shit. Like, find a way to get better. But don't go out your way to go against the design. Go against the design. When you put together some shit, that motherfucking ass can't go out your way and say, you know what? Instead of using the pieces that's meant for this shit, like if you trying to make what you looking at on the box, you can't go against the parts that they give you. You have to use the parts that's giving you. And in order to put it together completely, you have to put the parts where they go. Where they go. But again, I'm trying to give you the origins of where this shit began and why it's coming back again. See, each one of these civilizations that failed, they was invaded by a group of people who wanted to take over and wanted to live off of the virtues that was there before they made it. Before they made it to land. You feel me? Wherever they went to. So in destroying these civilizations, there were certain steps they had to do. They had to infiltrate politically. They had to control the lands and food supplies. All of this took place in the mind first. In the mind first. Then it became physical. And now when we see the time where all these other parameters or plans have went into action before now, are you surprised this is the subsequent action that's taken at this time? And not to mention the men who choose not to be that way, they are more militant in their stance, to the point to people who can't handle the high energy of the masculine. They call it toxic masculinity. You feel me? No different than the reason why black people are not allowed to gather in crowds. Aside from the fact we'll put good ideas together, we radiate. You radiate a certain energy. And for people who can't stand you in your true self, or can't stand that energy, period, whether it's in the rebellious or, the vengeful phase or not. Some people just never experienced the masculine, so shit, they would rather not, because it's beyond their comfortability. For them, they got comfortable not experiencing the masculine in its many forms, as well as the feminine in its many forms. You got plenty of different kind of people out here with their handguns. But I was asked, how I felt about women with strap-ons and acting masculine and shit like that. Quite frankly, obviously, I don't seek that out, but I can't say that I'm totally against the woman being in her, as other people would say, in her masculine self, because I did learn that there are whole, histories of women being this way. The homie women, so-called Amazon women, the Isle of Lesbos, like, it's a lot, you know what I'm saying, to unpack. But I feel like we should talk about these conversations more often from the standpoints that we're having it from. Like, we talking about origins and shit, as well as how certain invaders brought with them certain cultures in order to control the masses. And who would it benefit for the so-called toxic masculinity to become docile? Who would it benefit? Other than those who want to remain in power. You know, for every male that's born, it could be a new power taking place, you feel me? But to keep that male on the thumb, we make him more docile, give him rules to follow. You feel me? Give him rules to follow. And when it comes to who's the bigger threat, now you see why the black man is public enemy number one. Now you see it. Now you see it. Because, nigga, you the biggest threat. So I got to render you obsolete. So I'm not surprised when people telling me, man, the black man don't do shit for his people. Guess what? Y'all ain't saying that shit about everybody else. Because y'all ain't worried about everybody else because you know who the true problem solver is, the solution, the end all be all. So I'm going to give you the good news, black man, black woman, so you can be accountable for your power and rise to your true self. I love you as myself. And it ain't nothing you can do about it, as we are one. Kinfolk. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table. We about to break it all down. So we just what? Broke bread right now. Peace within. Peace out. Lovely day.